Hey there, everybody. Popontop here. We're just going to have a little chit chat today. We're going to be talking about Quantum Break today, the game we're here looking at the store page. I don't have any gameplay footage or anything like that. They are releasing gameplay footage now, so there's plenty of that to go check out. But Digital Foundry, and you may not know who Digital Foundry is, I'm going to link to the article down below. But they're a company that does tech analysis on video games. They try to look at them and try to see, how good the effects are and so on and so forth, the resolution and all these other things they like to talk about. And they were talking about how Quantum Break on the Xbox One is going to be 720p. And we're here to talk about today is, does that matter? Is it even important at all? And I would like to argue no. For one thing, we don't even know. We're going to be taking a look at some screenshots here as I be talking about things. That's what I got. I got screenshots from the store, okay? No gameplay, but you got some screenshots. We'll just take a look at this. I don't know. Screenshots are 720p. I don't think there's a live show that goes along with it. Obviously, got some screenshots of the gameplay, right? That's what the gameplay looks like. So, Digital Foundry, did an analysis on Quantum Break. They got an early code of the game or whatever, and they said it was 720p. So it's early code. Maybe it's not actually going to be 720p. But let's for the sake of our argument here today, we're going to be talking about Quantum Break as if it's 720p. If that's what Digital Foundry found, that Quantum Break runs at 720p, which is obviously less than half of 1080p in terms of pixel numbers on your screen, does that matter that it is 720p? We're going to go with that. And my answer is no. No, it does not matter. Not in the slightest little bit that this game is 720p. And I'll tell you why. Here's my opinion, obviously. If you have a differing opinion, you can make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. I will, hop on my fucking phone or my computer or whatever, and I'll comment with you back. And we'll have a discussion, hopefully. Not an argument. Let's not get into this, you're a bitch, you're dumb type of argument thing. I'm going to try to use, educated language rather than try to just be like, you're dumb if you think that 720p is a big deal. Even though I do somewhat think that, but that's not the only way I'm going to go with my argument. What I want to talk about is, does a game's resolution really matter to whether or not it looks good? No, I highly doubt it. Does this game look bad? If this is a screenshot, I don't know if this is a 720p screenshot or whatever. Does it look bad to you? Does the game look bad? Thing about Quantum Break is it's a game about time bending powers. You kind of all this stuff going on. I've seen some gameplay of it myself, little gifs and actual gameplay of it. And there's so many effects going on the screen as you can kind of see here. He's doing like a little time. Your main character guy is doing like a little time bending thing, and it's fucking crazy looking effect, right? There's so much stuff going on here, and we obviously want to show more screenshots with that kind of stuff going on. Like this one, look at that, like all these effects going on, all these pixelation effects and so on and so forth, and just pretty looking things. And they do the same thing with the sound. There's a video that I found where they're talking about the sound and how the sound kind of performs in bubbles and stuff. So does this game look ugly? No, it doesn't look ugly. And people try to use resolution as a metric for whether a game is good or not. Or in a sense, how powerful the Xbox One is. Because obviously, Quantum Break is also coming out on Windows 10, on the Windows 10 platform, on PC. And you can obviously probably play that at whatever resolution you want. I'm imagining nobody's going to really play that game at 4K for a couple of reasons. I think this game is super demanding as shit. Sorry for using shit, like I said, educated language, but still, kind of a little ranty about it because I'm tired of people telling me that the game's going to suck. And it's not. It's not going to suck at all. It's going to be, let's not decide that on 720p at least. Let's worry about the game when it comes out and the gameplay and how the game plays. Because that's way more of a factor to whether the game sucks or not, or whether the Xbox One sucks or not, but whatever. So, I think the game is demanding, though. That's the point I wanted to get across. I think the game has a lot of stuff going on. As you see in this screenshot here, just the amount of things going on in the screen at any given moment with all the time powers and stuff can be really demanding. And it's really demanding on the hardware. And I'm sure when people get it full release on PC, that they will see that it's like, holy shit, I can't even run this that well on PC. And then they'll be like, oh, wait, the Xbox One's doing a really good job even just doing 720p on this. If it is indeed 720p. We'll just, like I said, for the sake of argument, we'll stick with that. So, I remember at launch on the Xbox One, there was a game called Dead Rising 3. Maybe you have played it or picked it up or whatever. There wasn't very many games at launch, so probably you did. That game's 720p, also at 30 frames per second, like Quantum Break is. And I think that game looks good. Maybe you could be like, like I said, try not to do this, but I know some of you are going to do this. We're going to be like, no, you're dumb. It looked ugly. And it's like, why did it look ugly? Because it's 720p. And most people, nowadays have HD TVs and their 1080p displays, or maybe even higher if you have like a high-end PC monitor or like a 4K TV, for example. And you're like, okay, well, 1440p is 4 times 720 and so on and so forth. 4K is 4 times 1080 and all this stuff. And it's like, fine, then, you play your games how you want to play them. And you're entitled to think your opinion. I'm just letting you know mine. What I'm trying to convince you here is that does not mean the game's going to be bad. For one thing, gameplay always dictates whether a game's going to be good or not, how a game plays. Sure, there's like bugs and other kinds of visual things that you can experience that will hamper gameplay and then therefore make a game worse. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about 720p, which is a number, for one thing. It's a number, and resolution's a number people like to throw around, especially when comparing the Xbox console to PlayStation 4, as well as comparing both of those to PC. PC's like, I can play more games at 4K, blah, 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 whatever, right? So it's a resolution's a number, and it's the amount of pixels on screen, right? And it's not necessarily reflective of the image quality, right? There's a lot of effects you can have going on and a lot of processing effects that you can make a 720p image look better than a 1080p image. It's just the way things go. Obviously, the Xbox One comes with a really, really good scaler in it as well. It has a built-in scaler, so if the game does not run at 1080p, it's putting 1080p on your screen. It doesn't put 720p on your screen. Unlike on a PC game, if you put your PC game on your PC and you're playing it on your monitor or whatever, and you click down to 720p, you're going to see, that many pixels on screen, less than half of 1080 pixels on your screen, and that's going to be. But the upscaler in the Xbox One will upscale that technology anyway, so you're still getting a 1080p image, even if the game's native resolution is 720p. You're still getting a 1080p image. It's not, and there's ways to make that run better and look nicer, even. So it's not something to be really concerned about either. It's not. PC gamers like to be like 720p. That's awful. I was doing that, but like it's 720p on a console is different than 720p on a PC. You kind of need 1080 on a PC. Like when I play games on a PC, I'm always putting it 1080. I don't have a great PC, so I'll lower the settings, but I'll make sure I get 1080 because it matches the pixels on my screen and it looks nice. I play on Xbox One, and you can obviously tell because I'm talking about a game like Quantum Break, but I play on Xbox One, and part of that is dealing with the fact that games are not always native 1080p. It's part of the thing that happens with the games, and people like to argue that the Xbox One is not very powerful. And I don't want to say that argue, oh, my Xbox One is just as powerful as your PC. I'm just saying the Xbox One is really powerful for what it does. It's a cheap, affordable home market console, that runs games nice. Quantum Break looks fucking amazing. We can go back to some of these screenshots, just the amount of effects on the screen, the time-bending powers. It looks like it has an interesting story, and obviously Remedy made it, and they made the Max Payne games. It's one of my favorite games from back on, I think I played them on the PS2, so it's not like I'm like an Xbox fan. I like Xbox. I do like Xbox, and part of the reason I have the consoles because I like the exclusive games that are coming out, and Quantum Break is one of them, and I think it's going to be a fantastic game regardless of resolution. I don't think there really is a convincing argument to be like, resolution can be bad. Like if it was going to run at like 100, like 100p, not that 100p is the actual thing, but you know what I'm saying? Like if it had really, really like nothing resolution, then yeah, that makes sense. But 720p on a 1080p TV looks fine. There's other games like Battlefield Hardline, Star Wars Battlefront, Battlefield 4, like I said, Dead Rising 3. These are all games that run 720p on the Xbox One and look fantastic still. Star Wars Battlefront is fantastic looking. You could be like, well, it looks better on the PS4 because it's 900p. And it's like, well, sure, maybe it looks a tiny bit better. Like I said, the upscaler chips are still putting out 1080p on both. It's still putting out a 1920 by 1080 pixels on your fucking screen. That's how many pixels are on screen. It's not, that doesn't go away. It just, that they manifest some of them through advanced techniques that I don't quite understand, but still, it looks good and it looks nice, and it's never held back my gameplay experience. The game plays the same. So you want to compare something like Star Wars Battlefront that runs 720p on Xbox One and 900p on PS4. They play the same. They're the exact same game. They're as fun or not fun as you think the game Star Wars Battlefront is, regardless of which platform you play it on. I guess you're like a really nitpicky person, and you'd be like, you're defending it too much. You're just like trying to get around it. And I'm like, I'm not trying to get around anything. If it was 1080p, I'd be happy, but I don't want to make Quantum Break 1080p in order to sacrifice effects. I don't want the game would be, if you made Quantum Break 1080p, it would look worse than it does at 720p. That's my point. The resolution is not the deciding factor to that. You obviously have a right to go ahead, like I said earlier in the video, to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'm interested to hear what you think. You may agree with me. You may disagree with me. If you disagree with me, we can have a discussion about it in the comments. I'll discuss it with you. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Regardless of whether you agree or disagree with me, I'd appreciate it if you could leave a like rating down below. Just, trying to promote the discussion. Give me a like rating for trying to promote the discussion about, does resolution matter for Quantum Break? Is it 720p? Does that ruin the game type of nonsense? That stuff's nonsense. And I think it is. I think there's no argument to be made that 720p makes it a bad game. You can argue that 720p is bad. I don't say that 720p is good. Obviously, I have a 1080p screen. I would like it to be 1080p. But like I said, I would rather not have it be 1080p with less stuff going on than 720p with a lot more stuff going on. Just like Sunset Overdrive they told you, well, we could hit 1080p, but we'd rather have more people on screen, more enemies and stuff, so we made it 900p. I'd much rather have that every time gameplay trumps resolution. Graphics in general, but resolution is one of those things. The graphics in this game is still awesome. The characters look like people. They're crazy and they're nuts, and it's awesome, and and how far technology's come, but people will argue otherwise. If you happen to be new to my channel, though, make sure to subscribe so you can check out more videos from me. We'll have more discussions like this in the future. I'm sure this is not the last time we'll be talking about resolution, because it just has to always come up. But other, gaming issues, I might start, do a little video, throw my 2 cents in there. You can throw your 2 cents, and then we'll have, 4 cents or however many cents, depending on how many people throw their weight in there. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed once again, though. Have a good rest of your day, though. Like, whatever time it may be. Like, whatever you're doing, just have a good day. Remember, we're playing video games. Video games are fun. Don't freak out too much about it. Don't get pissy. Just, even if you disagree, just, have a good day. I'm going to have a good day. We're going to chill, have a good time. Everybody's going to have a good time. And I will see you guys in the next episode.